Hey, welcome back to Magic TV with me, Craig Petty, the man, the myth, the legend, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be, the greatest magician of all time, sex god, entrepreneur, and just general good guy. And then you've got Mr. Grumpy Pants, the grumpiest mentalist on the planet. It is the one and only mediocre Matt Cluley. How you doing, Matt?
Is he in one of them again today?
No, I'm just excited.
Why?
I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control. I think I like it.
For fuck's sake.
You, my friend,
Yeah.
are I'm excited. Your show's coming together. I can't wait for people to see what you've got at Blackpool. The special, small, select group of people that will be buying tickets to watch your show on the Monday evening, and the even bigger group of people that are going to come and watch you dazzle the Bear Pit. He was telling me earlier on, by the way, that he saw the poster for the Bear Pit. They've advertised the poster, obviously, now. And there's all these big names on there, William and Samuel. There's some amazing names.
Yeah.
Matt just turned around to me and he's like, I can piss all over them. Like, that's what he said. He said to me, he went, he turned around to me and he went, I could piss over every single one of them individually. They can't even lace up my boots on their best day. If I was on my worst day and they're on their best day, they're not in the same freaking hemisphere as me because I'm Matt Cluley and I'm a legend. Remember that conversation?
Weirdly, no.
Oh, don't know why. It happened.
Mainly because it didn't happen.
I
have never and would never say anything like that.
He does. He just doesn't say it on camera. He's very careful to protect his image. People think he's nice and he's happy and he's friendly. Oh, you ought to see him when he's off camera. The shit he talks about people.
The only shit I talk about people is about you. And I do that to your face.
Yeah, you do, in all fairness. Somebody on a video recently described us as the Morecambe and Wise of magic.
The Morecambe and Wise of magic.
I'd be Eric Morecambe, obviously, because I've got the glasses. You could be Ernie Wise.
And I'm wise.
Yeah, you can be Ernie Wise. Did you ever watch Morecambe and Wise?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they were amazing, weren't they?
They were. I don't see the similarities with me and you.
Don't you?
They were incredible.
They were an incredible comedy double and talented.
Loved by all.
Loved by... It's basically like us. It's parallels. I see the parallels.
They were like a British institution.
They were. Just like us.
Nothing like us.
No, that's us in the magic community. You and me. Like I say, you like Batman, Robin, Miyagi, Danielson, Jean-Luc Picard, Wesley Crusher. You're Wesley Crusher.
Oh, hold on. I know who that is because I watched Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, you're Wesley Crusher.
The Wesley Crushers.
Oh, okay. I would be... Who would you be in Big Bang Theory? Who would I be?
You'd be Barry.
What? You'd be Penny.
I would spend an awful lot of time in the shower if I was Penny.
Oh, dear. Anyway.
That girl is fine.
Oh, she's amazing. You ought to have seen her in Charmed. Did you ever see her in final season of Charmed?
No.
Yeah. She's nice.
She's beautiful.
She is. Anyway, it's not about Penny today. It's not about Penny. It's about you and me.
What are we doing? Why are we just... We've been sitting here for... How long have we been sitting here for?
About 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes. What are we doing?
Well, it's the next episode of the Matt-umentary.
Oh, right, okay.
So we're galloping up Matt-umentary Drive, waiting to see how you do this week. And obviously, we're filming this just before you and I leave for the session. We're going to the session. You,
We are
me,
going to the session.
and the boy Wonder. We're heading.
Is the kid coming?
Yes, and we're all in one room.
Everybody's in one room.
No,
It's a big
in a hotel room. One hotel room. I snore. Ryland farts.
Why are we all in one hotel room?
There were no other hotel rooms available.
Better be a big fucking hotel room.
It's a family room because we're one big family. We might even do a Matt-umentary episode live from the session. Might be a good idea. I think I can pull that off. Okay, but right now we need to talk about what we're doing this week.
What are we doing this week?
Well, last week we showed everyone the footage of you doing psychology at
Right.
Drayton Manor.
Okay.
And everybody in the comments, Michael, pretty much everybody said how good a job he did, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Like, it was very, very, very good. Very, very good.
Okay.
Still, somebody said that you got tight trousers. A lot of people were saying that there are tight trousers involved in your
Have we
general...
got tight trousers on today?
You're back in the leathers.
Back in the leathers.
Back in the leathers. No tight trousers today.
No tight trousers.
Okay, that's really off-putting. It's like I'm sitting with somebody from the village people. So. But I get a vibe. Like, you want to be... I've grown to embrace the fact that you want to be a mentalist.
Have you, though?
Yeah, I really have. I'm not going to try and make you swallow balloons for my personal enjoyment. In fact, I'm going to try and help you on your journey to mentalism superstardom. So what I've done... What I've done is...
Not happening, but okay.
I thought that there's something that, you know, I want to do something for you that I can't do myself, which doesn't make any sense, but let me explain. Despite what the majority of the internet think, I'm not perfect in every way, shape or form. I have flaws. Very few people realise they think I'm perfect, but I'm not. And when it comes to mentalism, I'm very well...
reel off a few.
I'm very well read when it comes to mentalism.
More than a few.
But I'm not...
I reckon if me and Mike had, 60 seconds in a room, we could get like 100 flaws. We could probably list
Probably not.
instantly.
Nah,
Probably.
I reckon we could do that.
I doubt it. But there's it's hard to believe. And I'm being very humble saying this, but there are people...
Okay, so I know this is going to be bullshit, because when are you humble?
No, I'm being very humble. It's hard. It's going to be hard for people to believe that I'm not the greatest mentalist in the planet. I'm not. I'm close, but I'm not the greatest mentalist. And I know that... yeah, very close. I know that you have a lot of respect for Luca Volpe.
Yes, I do.
Because you've watched a lot of his material. Obviously, psychology... Notice that's
It's
how
fantastic.
and it's going to be a big part of your act moving forward. It's going to be one of the big
It
moments
has
in your
been.
act.
I've done it a few times.
Yeah, it's great. But I mean, this act that you're doing, that you're putting together, your cabaret show, that you're going to be debuting at Blackpool, that's a big part of it as well.
Yes, it is.
So I thought it would be nice if I arranged a one-to-one session with Luca, where you can sit down with Luca and have a chat with him and ask him any mentalism related stuff that you want. And he might be able...
Is he lying?
No.
No, I've organised it. You can ask him anything. He might be able to... he might be able to tell you something about mentalism. I don't know. I doubt it, because I'm brilliant. But I mean, he might... What? He might be able to tell you something about mentalism that I don't know.
I'm actually going to have
a one-to-one session.
A one-to-one session with Luca
Yeah,
Volpe.
but there's two caveats.
Oh, fucking hell, here we go.
The one caveat isn't too much of a problem, but you have to come up with a list of questions to ask him. Luca asked me to say to you, come up with a list of questions that you want the answers to. And obviously it's got to relate to the show that you're doing at Blackpool, because obviously you're doing the show at Blackpool, right?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And so that's the first caveat. You need to come up with some questions. Yeah?
Okay. That makes sense.
The second caveat is...
It's not like I wouldn't do that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But the second caveat is I'm leaving in 5 minutes with Nemid, because I'm filming some live tutorials today for some live performances for the Alakazam stuff that's coming out of Blackpool.
Yes.
The reason I've been sitting here talking bollocks for the last 10 minutes is just to kill time. Because what time is it right now? What time is it now?
12:05.
Great. So you're on with Luca in 5 minutes. So at 12:10...
What?
You're on with Luca. I can't just make it easy for you, Matt. So in 5
How
minutes...
am I going to get fucking questions?
I'd start thinking. In 5 minutes...
How long have I got with him?
About half an hour. 5 minutes. So you got 5 minutes.
You're such a dick.
Why? Because I've arranged a one-to... Do you know how many people would like a one-to-one with Luca?
I can't... Yeah, it's amazing that I get a one-to-one with
You
Luca.
are more
You
than
can't
welcome.
go, you need to sort out a bunch of questions to ask him. By the way, you're on in 5 minutes.
Hey.
And you're going to sit here for another 4.5 fucking minutes, waffling
No.
on and wasting time.
Yeah, you're not... It's not 5 minutes. It's 4 minutes, 30 seconds. So, you're on with Luca in 4 minutes, 30 seconds, okay? So, come up with the questions. And by the way, I'm not going to be back until late tonight because I'm in Birmingham all day getting live performances. So afterwards, you're going to have to wrap this interview up and you're going to have to turn around to everybody and tell them what you learned from watching...
What, can I go?
Luca. Huh?
I need to go.
So you're going to have to wrap this up, Michael. Make sure that you wrap it up with him, and then we'll be at the session. I think we're going to try and get the next Matt-umentary episode at the session.
What are we doing at the session?
Huh?
I don't care. I've got to go.
Okay.
I need to.
But can I give you one more piece of advice?
No, you can't.
Very quickly.
No.
One piece of advice.
I've got 3 minutes.
Matt. No, it's 3.5. One more piece of advice.
What?
This is really important. Okay, if there's one piece of advice that I can give you when you're on the phone to Luca, it's this piece of advice. Don't be shit. Now hurry up because you've got 3 minutes. Off you go.
Bell end.
Bye. See you next week, everyone.
So, what we want to talk today, my friend?
Okay, so I have a bunch of questions because I've got you
Yes.
for a very short period of time. So I'm just going to try and cram as many questions in as I possibly
Yeah, no, it's
can.
okay. We don't need to rush. But
So the first one is specifically about psychology. Like, I love it. It's such a good effect. I've done it again after the first video when it was too long. I've done that again on New Year's Eve, got it down to 8 minutes. I've done it again since. I actually did it at a close-up gig, believe it or not.
yeah.
There was a house party that I went to, and they ended up being only like 28, 29 people at this house
That's
party.
nice because it's a very good trick to do for an intimate environment, you know. So
Very much.
it plays
yes.
really well. It kind of strange. It kind of plays even better when there is less people
I
because
found that.
it's more involves a lot more people and stuff, you know. So
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had every
sometimes-
single one of them in the living room, all crowded round. I had the wine glasses set up on the fireplace,
Yeah.
and then just twisted this poor girl inside out. Like, it was amazing. It was
That's
so good. The one question I want to ask you about it is a more effective way of finishing the routine. Because I
Right.
feel like after you've said, "Oh no, you haven't won. Here's the money. I won." It's kind of like a me against the audience kind of thing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So in reality, what I do most of the time the routine that you saw in the explanation, where I have a gift box and I say, look, in a moment you're going to win some prizes. And in only one of these glasses, there is a prize plus something extra. And that's something extra. I'm trying not to let you, get that one. So I try
Yeah.
to use some psychological techniques so that you are not going to choose the glass that have that something extra in it. But you win. You're going to win anyway something. So I give her like a gift bag, okay?
Yeah.
And I say, okay, you're going to choose 4 of them. And I think this is a very important point in any routine that has a longer process, or when the process is repeated. Like it can be, I don't know, 7 keys to Balpate, or this one, or with the envelopes, anything that is repeated. I think the secret is to break down the moment. What I mean with this, when I do this routine, normally I do in this way. Say, look, first of all, I call a lady from the audience. I say, okay, we want to win a game. Okay, you want to win a game. Everyone raise their hands. I call only one person. And I say, look, I'm going to use some psychological techniques in order to keep one of these specific glasses for me. And I move my hand when I talk on one specific one. I say, look, I'm moving my hand around this one, but doesn't mean that I want that you keep this for me, or I don't want that you pick this, for example. Then I start to break the routine in different moments. So the first time I say, look, there are different colors. Every color has a meaning. So normally, people, and especially ladies, and this is a very important point. If I find a lady that wears one of the color that are on there, I say, look, especially lady, they choose the red color because it's a passionate color. And actually you're wearing red, so that will be perfect, right? But maybe this, so I try to use that moment. I try to jazz a little bit, because if I see that she wear a red necklace or something red, or any of the color of the bags, I play with that thing. And normally they never choose the color they wear. Okay, that's quite weird.
Wow.
So that's the first thing I do. That's the first moment. Then I break it and say, okay, the second moment, I'm going to mix the glass again. And as you can see, because now you have 4 left, remember, as you can see, I'm pushing one close to you. Now, as you know the reverse psychology, you probably think that I don't want that you pick this one, but there is a little voice in your head that is telling you that maybe that is the one that has the extra gift in it. So you see, now I'm breaking the process and I'm changing. Now every single moment become a different tricks. And I think this is very important because it has two important things. First, it keeps the people engaged. Second, and doesn't make a routine boring, because the problem with this kind of routines, like also the one you do with the envelope, the bank night, okay? You have like 5 envelopes. What do you want? Number 5, oh, piece of paper. Number 3, piece of paper. Number 4, piece of paper. It's boring, right? It's always the same. The people already know what is going to happen. So to make it more interesting, you need to break the trick in different moments. Imagine in your head that these long tricks, there can be any long trick, can become different moments of entertainment. The different tricks, even if it's the same. So at the beginning you talk about colors, then you talk about psychology, okay, because you move the one close to her. Then you have 3 choices, and at this point, and this is a tip, okay, that I do in my own show, I say, okay, now look, there are 3 bags here. I know that you are confused, so let me see if the people, all the audience, can help you. So if you think Sarah need to choose the yellow one, please applaud. If you think that I need to choose the green one, please applaud. Oh, there was a lot of applause on the green one. So do you listen to people or you listen your subconscious mind? You see, and now again,
Yeah.
I push her again with this huge stress on her. I say, oh, do I need to listen to the audience or do I need to do what my heart says, you know? And then it doesn't matter what they do, you know, I say, oh, you should listen to the audience, you know, something like this. So now you have 2 left, and I talk about statistic, like also you do, you know, 50-50 and stuff like this. And then at the end, of course, I say, as soon as she says, okay, do you want this? Okay, just remove the bag. And this is a very important tip. You need to let her remove the last bag. If you see my tip I give in the instruction, that's a very powerful moment, because I say, oh, can you remove the bag? And I touch the corner of it. So she is going to touch and remove the last one. Don't be scared, because she's not going to touch the middle. If you use this, oh, can you please remove this? And then you just basically, what I do in my hand, imagine this is the bag, okay, the top of the bag, okay, imagine this is the top of the bag, and here there are the corners, okay. Now what I do is say, oh, can you just lift it? So I kind of place her hands on the corner, but psychologically, because I show her where to remove the bag, she is going to remove. If you look at the video, my instructional video, you will see that I say, okay, just remove the bag, and she's going to actually remove from the corner where I see it, where I told her to remove it. Also, because keep in mind that when I remove the bag, so during the routine, sometimes I remove from the side, sometimes I remove from the middle without doing what I need to do, okay? So, and this is a very important point, because like this, you create a kind of memory in the spectator, in the back of their head, that it doesn't matter how you take the bags. Make it very, you know, one time you remove from the corner, one time you remove from the center, wherever it is. And then at the end, of course, you do your revelation. So now the routine is taking a completely different, face, as a completely different structure, because now every moment become a trick. It's not boring anymore. You're involving all the audience, involving one person, is psychology, colors, 50-50 chance. It changed everything. I do a routine which is called Unlock Your Dreams, which is a very powerful and emotional routine, which is basically, I also teach in the new Fox 2.0, which comes with all the set for this routine. Now, the routine, it uses the idea is that the spectator find the key that open the lock, and metaphorically they unlock their dreams, and then I reveal their dreams. A very powerful routine. I haven't done this on stage on a cruise ship with a light on the table to me and the spectator. beautiful piano in background. I mean, it's so simple, but it's really powerful, because that idea that with the key that they can unlock the dreams, it changed everything. I have actually had the people sending me picture of the key that they hold on their chest, on their necklace. Actually, I tell you something. Let me first finish about, and then I tell you what happened with this routine. Basically, this is a routine which uses different methods for making the spectator choose the right key, okay? Now, as we know, especially the Patio Force or other routine, they use this kind of process. They're boring, they're long, because I touch two, you touch two, I move this, you move this. It's a never-ending thing, okay? It becomes boring. Also, it's kind of weird, because, why touch that? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So what I've done, I have destructured all the concept, and I created 3 different moments, which makes the routine completely different. Every choice is different. So not only you cover the method, because every method is different, but also you make it more entertaining and even more engaging for the spectator. And in fact, I remember Richard Osterling did this. He did a DVD where he was using a pendulum too, and he used my technique for his routine, because he really loved the idea of creating different structures in this routine that normally they have a long process. So always think about it. Every routine, every mentalism routine, that can be cards revelation or memory routine, everything that you know has a longer process. Try to dissect the process in different moments so that it don't become boring. And going back to the key thing, and this is also something that maybe will fit some of your questions, but the idea is that once they find the lock that open they unlock their dreams, they feel empowered. And I remember one of the dream that, because at the end I revealed the dream. One of the dream of this lady on the cruise ship was to open a spa in Miami. And I remember after 3 years, I received an email of my key framed in a spa. Basically, this lady, she framed the key because that key gave her the motivation to work on her goal.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So
that's amazing.
So look how mentalism can actually change people's life.
Well, this is going to be one of the questions that I was going to ask you.
I knew it. This one, I'm a mentalist. I'm Italian. I'm
you knew
mentalist.
already.
And I eat the pizza. Okay.
On mentalism in general, not just the show that I'm doing, but there's different ways of obviously presenting it. Some people, like Darren Brown, will go on there and say, I can't read your mind. I can't, I can't speak to the dead. I can't do any of this stuff. There's other people that would go on there and say that they will. So what do you think about the 2 different ways of doing it? Like, which one do you prefer? Have you got pros and cons for either? Because like you say, it can really affect some people in such emotional ways.
Well, I normally say that the mentalist is a blend of techniques where I create the illusions of the mind. This is my disclaimer from many years now, from when I started, because I say something and I don't say anything, basically. Okay.
Well, Richard Austin says he presents it that way. He doesn't go one way or the other. He just says it's going to do effects, and you can make your own mind up as to what he's doing.
But there is one thing that I really believe in myself, inside my heart. Maybe because I'm Italian and I'm a romantic. Okay, I don't know. The thing is that I really think that mentalism, like magic, is a form of art, and you have to do with passion. Okay. So when we look at the trick, we used to buy a lot of tricks, which is normal. We like it. I release tricks too. That's fine. But we need to remember that when we do something with passion, even if we take the little trick and we present it in a special way, in a way that we know can help us to connect with the audience, everything changes. It changes the perception the audience have of us, and also you make a big difference in the world. And let me explain what I mean. There is, speaking about pizza, there is a guy in Napoli where I live, because I'm from Napoli, okay? And there is this guy, you know, in Naples we have the best pizzaiuoli, you know, all around the world. Okay, the best are all there. So wherever you go, you eat a good pizza. That's the fact. That's a fact. Okay, because the pizza was born in Naples. That's it. So now the thing is, where I live, there is, you know, most of the place where you go, you can actually see the pizza guy making hundreds of pizza a day. Okay, and you see a lot of, you know, they're all, you know, all making the pizza, blah blah blah, easy. But there is this guy that every single pizza he does with love, he does with passion. When he put the mozzarella on top, when he put the basil on top, you see that piece of, like, you know, that kind of weird stuff.
The flair, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, weirdly enough, the people say that that pizza tastes different. Now, this makes you understand a very important thing, my friend. When you do something with passion, when you show the people that that trick that you perform has been, you know, worked in every single details, they feel it. For example, when I ask the spectator to choose a card, okay, I never tell the spectator, pick a card. I never do that. You know what I do? I say, in a moment, you are not going to choose a card. It's a card that is going to choose you. Because you see, cards have been used from centuries to read people's future and feelings. So the card that you're going to choose now will be very important to you, will have a specific meaning. So move your hand on top of the cards, and wherever you feel a card that is calling you, that will be the card that represents you and your future. Now imagine this. Imagine what you created now. If you do, I don't know, ambitious card, that is not anymore like the Queen of Hearts jumping on top. No. It's not anymore the 10 of diamonds, or diamonds maybe represent, I don't know, growth and you know, personal growth and success. Now it's you, it's about you. It's success, it's your success, it's coming back again on top over and over. And at the end, you know what I do? I have a black envelope with my gold name engraved, seal on top as a seal. And I give the cards in the envelope to them as a souvenir. Of course, there is also my website on the back, which is a good
Of
thing.
course.
So basically, I give them this card in this envelope as a really precious thing, because it's not anymore playing cards. It's their future. It's what that card means for them that is really important. You know, how many times you see magician doing the ambitious card, okay, and then the people goes, and you at the end you see on the tables a lot of sign cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can find on the table, you can find on the floor. And I was thinking, how can I make this different? How can I make sure that the people go back home with that card that means something for them? And everything changed with one sentence. It's not, I'm not going to ask you to choose a card. It's the card choosing you.
That's amazing. Yeah, that sums it up, doesn't it? So with that in mind, would you say, as a mentalist, and obviously me wanting to kind of grow as, you know, performing mentalism and stuff over, you know, you kind of the magicians out there that do normal card tricks and coins, would you say that the effect or the gimmick is more or less important than the presentation that you give?
Yes, absolutely, because you can entertain people with nothing. I mean, if you are an entertainer, you need to be able to entertain people just talking. You see, Darren Brown, why is great? Because Darren Brown, especially when he did one of the, not the last, the show before, he goes on stage and he talks for 15 minutes. And the people is like this.
Yeah, completely mesmerized, yeah.
Yeah, and this is when you see, you don't need tricks. You know, sometimes I when I go around, I just have a pendulum with me and some business cards. I can do 20 minutes show with this. Because when you give a pendulum in the spectator hands, the fact the pendulum moves in their hands, they go crazy because they never seen something like this. So I think we need to be a little bit, and I tell you, against my, interest, we need to be maybe less bother about new stuff and work on what we already have to make it more meaningful and engaging for the audience. Of course, there's a lot of new releases. They're great, and very commercial. Why not? That's great. But when we prepare a show, let's forget for now the drawer full of nice things and write down what you want to connect, what you want to transfer as on an emotional level to your audience. So you want to be funny, you want to create something funny. Okay, what I can do, which is the idea, the topic. I'm preparing now a show for possibly a theater tour in UK.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is super commercial show, but
I'd be the first person to buy a ticket for that.
Thank you, man. And there will be psychology too with my presentation, which is the one I actually now share with you. And in the show, it's me. It's Italian style. It's funny, but it's also very romantic. You will see there is a part very meaningful in the show. There is a moment where the people play with their intuition. I have a different topic, persuasion, intuition, all these kind of things. And the people actually, it's an easy show. Why I didn't want to prepare something more complicated? Two reasons, very simple. In Italy, I've done theater shows. I work for 35 years now in Italy. I've done some TV and stuff. I can do a little bit more specialty thing. But here, nobody know me in UK. So I wanted to do something easy, something that reflects my personality. In fact, the name, there is no fancy name. It's Luca Volpe, the Italian Mentalist Live. That's it. Mm-hmm. There's no fancy name, like, special name to the show, nothing. Because I want to make sure that people know what is going, to happen. The people know that I'm Italian, which is my selling point, basically, here in UK, So what I do is just say, okay, what I want to, how I want to connect with people. Okay, I want to be myself. I want to use some Italian things, Italian style things. I want to play with my accent. I want to be romantic. I want to be funny. I say, I write everything down. I say, okay, this is what I want to connect. Which are the tricks now I can actually do? I start with the show. I start the show talking about my grandfather, my grandpa, and I do a trick that he was used to do with me. So I start the show with this trick with all the audience. So it's it's very me. It's very. I talk about my real story in the show, but in a very light and easy way.
So what you've done is you've gotten your ideas of what you want the audience to feel and how you want the audience to relate to you and walk away from that show, their opinion of you, and you've kind of formulated what you want that to be, and then you're designing the effects or using the effects that are going to give that. So you're basically basing the whole show on what the audience are going to feel, and then picking effects that are going to make that happen, rather than I've got this effect, this effect, this effect. How am I going to put that into a show? That's really interesting. That's really interesting.
That's what I do, because, for example, I have another show that I wrote. I do a lot of consultancy to people. I wrote shows for, talents show, TV talents. I wrote theater shows. Now I did the show for a guy in Colombia, which is going crazy. The show is going very well. I designed all the show for him. And normally, when we work on the shows, I always tell them, okay, tell me what you want the people to feel. So what we do is very simple. We structure the show in moments that you want to make the people feel. So do you want to start with something that involves all the audience? Do you want to be funny or do you want to be serious? Okay, rewrite. First moment, all the audience, funny. That's it. We have no tricks, okay?
Yeah.
So
The
second step is, okay, second step, I would like some people on stage. Okay, so, and how you want the trick? You want the trick dynamic or you want the trick a little bit more mysterious? Oh, mysterious, okay. 4 people on stage, mysterious. So as you can see, we have no trick. We work on all the show. Yeah. We have no idea of what will be the trick. Then we work on the trick. It's okay. What can be the first routine that involves all the audience? Can be psychology. Why not? You can open with psychology. It can be a
Mhm.
nice opener when you start with the game. Good evening, everyone. Are you ready for a game? Yes. Well done. Boom. And you start nice with a nice game where everybody can play. That can be something. Or you can have the last two bags not open for the rest of the show. So you say, we start with the game. You know what? We stop here. We keep these two envelopes, we keep these two bags for the rest of the show, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to change your mind all the time. And at the end of the show, we're going to check which of these two bags contains the money. So now you created this kind of leitmotif or callback, whatever you want to call, during
Yeah.
the show with two bags.
That's really interesting. Yeah, you can just leave
So-
them on the front of the stage for the whole thing. People are watching them throughout the whole show and wondering, and yeah, it keeps them engaged all the way through.
Yeah.
I love that.
So you see, you take a trick. I always say we need to destroy a trick. You know, we need to destroy it and say, okay, this is the presentation. Forget it. What we can do? Let's forget about this presentation. What we have, let's put it in very simple way. We have 5 bags that can deliver a price. Boom. And then what do? You know, this is what I do. They structure everything. Even a deck of cards. When I take a deck of cards, they say, okay, there are 52 pieces of paper with 52 images on it. Why? So I ask a question. I say, okay, why there is what this mean? Why there is the you know, these are what was these cards? This is the monarch. Okay, the monarch, they have this serpent around the sword. Okay, this is a very important occult meaning. So how can I use this for what? You know, so I analyze everything. I mean, maybe it's too much, but that's what makes the difference between a good performer from a great performer that really loves his work. You know,
Yeah.
from a good performance to a great performance. Because when you start to be curious about it, that's when everything changes. It's the curiosity that makes you better.
Well, I think that's what one of the reasons why I've been drawn to mentalism over magic is because I'm a performer by trade. I've been doing it for years. I've been on theatre stages all over the world, and that's that's what I love. I love being on stage. I feel comfortable. I feel at home on stage. So I'm coming at all of my performances that I've done mentalism, whether it's close up or on stage or whatever it is. I come at it from a performance point of view. Yeah. Rather than an effect point of view, which is why I really wanted to ask you that question about, you know, what's more important, and you answered that so well, and it's kind of solidified with me that from a performance point of view, I think I'm doing the right thing. I'm coming at it from the right way, because what I want out of every effect that I do is to make the audience feel something. Yeah. And that's really important to me. So the way that you've just described the way that you base your show purely on how people feel and then worry about the effects afterwards is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
but you see, it's, at the end of the day, you don't need to be always being, you know, empowering people or be romantic or give important message, because otherwise, you know, if you do a show all like this, it becomes boring. You know, you want to have different. You want to have different moments. You want to be funny. You want to be romantic. You know, you want to have your style a little bit more pushed in it in the show. So it need to have different moments. But always remember, work first on the moments, and then you work on the effect. Because
then work on the effect. Yeah.
That is the best, because you know I can open one of these drawers, have like 100 things in it. Okay, 100 tricks. And I can put together the trick. I do the show. That's it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't give me anything.
We're talking about the show itself and the fact that you're putting together a stage show now. One of the things that I've been told over and over again from various different people when they're putting stage shows together is the shapes that you get on a stage. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
So you've got like one effect, you come up and you've just, like psychology, you've just got something flat, a table with 5 glasses that are flat on the stage. You bring somebody up, they stand there, you're standing just behind it. There's other effects where you can create like triangles of people on the stage.
I have, for example, the intuition routine that I do, which I basically reassemble the 1930s study of Dr. Ryan, and we talk about ESP and
The ESP guy. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, ESP guy. So basically, I have a spectator. I have a table. Imagine, look, I am the performer. You are the audience. Okay, so I have me. It's on stage with a higher table with my icon ESP. Okay, on my whiteboard with the SP stuff, and then sitting in front of me with the back to the audience, there is the spectator. So the audience can only hear him. They can only see his back. It's kind of weird situation, but that's what you mean. It's like a kind of triangle. There is that the spectator back to the audience, sitting with the back to the audience, and I am standing. So you see this shape basically. Okay, I'm standing. The spectator is sitting, and the people is there. So they looking at me. They can only see the spectator on the back. And then the idea was to have a light from the top to the spectator on the chair and a light on me on the table. And then on the back, there is a picture of Dr. Ryan in the 1930s doing this test with the people, a very old picture. So here I've created another moment. As you say, there is the shape, but to be honest, I'm not a big fan of following rules, because I think rules are meant to be broken. Okay? So
you rebel, you.
exactly. If I'm Italian, I like to break rules. So yes, you need to pay attention to you. Of course, for example, I will never do I don't know, a routine where I have one spectator and then I call another one spectator on my side.
Right.
I always try to alternate. I have one spectator, then I have 4 people on stage. Then I have something happening in the audience. You know, I try to change the situation. Also, my show is very minimal. I have nothing. I mean, literally, maybe the only thing will be a table where I alternate the iconize with psychology. That's it. But there is nothing else. No fancy thing, no big table. I don't have all the tables and stuff. I have a black cubes where I have my stuff in it. Everything is black. So why? Because I want that the attention is on me, not on the props. So I have a black cubes that cover everything. In the cubes are the stuff. Everything happening in the middle of the stage all the time. The protagonist of the show is the audience. So there is no props. There is even I even used a small combination lock in the spectator hands. There are no fancy boxes with the lock around. Eliminated. I do it, but in another show. I have a show, it's called A Magical Life, that is my journey from magic to mentalism, which is an intimate show for an intimate number of people. I actually have my promo on YouTube. You can have a look so you understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there, yeah, I have a little box, so you know, but that's it. I mean, every show has a specific staging, and my theater show, I'm more like on the idea of the conceptual theater. Nothing, just the performer.
Yeah.
So less stuff, and then of course depends from your style. This is my style. That's what I want to show. Kind of old Italian style of you know, acting. We had like people like Gassman that you probably heard about it, which was a great actor, and he was used to go on stage himself, all black around, you know, a black jumper. That's it. He was just talking with the people. That thing. It's not exactly this, because otherwise it would be too heavy, but I try to have a minimal props on stage, because of course, remember, you are a mentalist, so why you need props?
Yeah, I understand what you mean. So with that in mind, do you use music during the show? This is one thing I've been kind of toying with, whether or not to have like underlying music underneath.
No, okay. So that's another thing very important, which I think is stressed me out a lot when I see it. A lot of magicians, they tend to use music in background for every single freaking trick, which is really annoying. Why? Because I think music, and I come from a music background. I have the Diploma di Conservatorio of Music in Naples. I know music inside out. Music creates emotions. It creates moments.
100%. Yeah.
If you put music all the time, you don't create anything special. You want the music in the right moment on the right trick. You see, Derek
Right.
Brown doesn't have a music all the time.
No, he
Almost
does not.
nothing.
No.
But you need to create, you know why a lot of magicians have music? Because they have a lot of dead time in their way to present the tricks. So they think, you know what, I put the music in the background, so I'm okay. I can, you know, if I do, I have the music, I cover it, okay? And
Okay.
this is wrong. You don't need to have the help from the music. You need to be the music. Your voice needs to be the music. Your timing, you know, the way you talk with people, you know, make things happen. Even if the spectator is writing something down, talk with another spectator. You know, do something. How many times I see show when they send me the show to consult, I say, okay, now can you please write the name down? Okay, very good. I mean, come on, really? And he says like this, waiting hours. I mean, it's long. I want
Dead
to
air,
kill
yeah.
him. I said, no, say something. You know, I will say, okay, write the name of your first boyfriend. How many of you remember the first boyfriend? You remember what was the name of? When was this? How old you was when when you met your? Creating, you know, connect with people.
Yeah.
I always think that a theater show need to be a gathering of friends in my living room. That's the idea. Every time I do a show, I don't go when I do corporate shows. It's different because, of course, you know, it's more formal situation. You need to give a message to the audience with your shows. It's a different thing. But when I do my own show, when I know the people is paying the tickets to come to see me, I imagine that this is my living room, and this is the people coming to my house.
I love that.
That's my you know, frame of mind. So now everything changed because you are between friends, and when you talk, you're not boring anymore because you say, "Oh, you want to write this now? Oh, what's your name? Oh, what you done this morning?" You know, I mean, it's like this.
Yeah.
No, be interested in your audience because if
It's
you're
building rapport, right? It's building
yeah,
rapport with a large group of people as quickly as you can. And the more rapport and the better you are at building rapport with people, the more they're
yeah,
drawn to you and the
yeah.
better experience they have.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because most of the performer they think, okay, this is my script. Okay, I go on stage, I do this. This is my script. This is what I need to do. I need to engage this and these three people. No, yes, okay, I have a script. I don't have a really script. I have a points. Okay, because I
Yeah. You have a
improvise.
running order and then you
Yeah,
just make your way through it
I
by
improvise.
interacting with the audience.
For you know, I did my first show when I was 12. This year
Wow.
this year I will be 50.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. So basically, I know it's an illusion. So keep in mind, I've been also, I don't know, maybe because I'm from south of Italy, I'm from Napoli. We have the art in the blood, you know. We like to improvise, we like to be fun. It's a very Italian thing, especially from south of Italy people. You know, in the south of Italy, Naples, we have the best performers. I mean, there have been, you know, Massimo Troisi is a famous actor. I've done the Postman, the movie. You know, all these great actor and great musician, they all come from, most of it from the south of Italy. It's something more, maybe we have in our blood, I don't know, but I always been finding for me easy to entertain without actually do anything. You know, I just talk with people and I create rapport. And I think this is what you want in the show. You don't want to think the trick. You want to think, okay, look at the people. You know, when you say good evening, hi everyone, how are you? You know, and that's it. You know, like I think, oh, welcome to my living room. You know, that's what I think in my head.
Well, just watching you explain anything, and I've been accused of doing this loads and loads and loads of times throughout my performance career, is I talk with my hands. And
But I'm
while you were
Italian. If you
explaining that,
stop,
then everything's
man,
hands, everything, you know, and
man, I'm
it's just a
Italian.
very
I'm Italian. If you stop my hand, I can talk.
exactly, yeah. That's exactly right. But as a stage performer, it's amazing to have, you know, to just do that naturally, to do all
Yeah,
of
but
this
that,
with your hands
yeah,
naturally. It kind of
but
fills the stage.
in this one, you know, I'm the Italian mentalist. I want to talk with my hands. Where is the problem? I know. Just, yeah. Let me talk with my hands.
So are you going as you said before, you were saying you were Luca Volpe, the Italian mentalist.
Yeah.
So do you think that with your because you release tricks, you design, produce, you sell your own tricks under the name Luca Volpe.
Yeah.
People can then go and Google that and see that you create these effects. So when you're doing a stage show, would you not consider changing your name so that people can't do that?
Absolutely not. And I tell you why. For me, it's not worth it to change name as a creator or as a performer, because we have video that with our releases. Okay, so the face is the same. If I change the name,
Yeah.
if I change the name, it doesn't make sense. But also, honestly speaking, it doesn't matter, because the people goes to see an entertainer. At the end, what matter at the end of the day, and again, we go back to the same thing. What matter is what they experience.
Yeah.
Okay. If they
at
buy
that moment, at that point, in that theater. Yeah.
Exactly. Because if they go to buy psychology, well, okay, they see the trick. Then you think that one person brought psychology, then it goes to all the people in the theater, call them, all of them, say, oh, by the way, I think we worry too much. And also, honestly speaking, I think that when the name is very well pushed, also in your own community, and push your profile even more. For example, I sold about 15,000 books for the mentalism communities. I wrote 22 books, and now they've been released in France, in French. I have my trilogy of emotional mentalism translated in China for the Chinese community. I mean, it's incredible, and this for me is something I'm proud of. Because I can say,
yeah,
look,
you should be.
Yeah, because I say, look, when I work with the agency, say, look, this is my thing I've done in the mentalism community. I sold all these books. I've done all these releases for the magic community. I do lectures and stuff. This is very important, because who buys you? Okay, let's talk about agency or management. They want to know that also in the community, your name is very well, placed, and they appreciate you for what you do. And this, I think, is very important. I have friends magicians. They say, no, I don't want to put my name on the thing. Yeah, but there is your face, amigo. It's
yeah, it's a good point. It is a good point.
I mean, there's your face everywhere. If you Google, you Luca Volpe, I'm everywhere. On Matt's website, on Penguin Magic. I mean, but don't worry, it's not the people. Don't go to look at this thing. They can even say, oh, look, you've done things for men. But you really think that that a lay person goes to Penguin Magic and go to see the list of all your tricks and buy it? Yeah, buy it, learn it, become a mentalist. What is the problem?
Yeah, I've just had a few people say to me that if I'm gonna, start doing shows, and if I'm thinking about potentially releasing, having any releases in the future, that it might be a good idea to change my name. And I had the same thing. I was just like, no, it's not, if I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna be me.
If someone called me and say, oh, I find it there, I got psychology, is a trick. Well done, bravo. Learn it and enjoy. I say, learn it and create wonder. Don't buy the things to discover the secret. Buy the things to give emotion to the people. Make them have fun. Build your reputation in psychology. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy I'm not going to say, oh, I'm scared now. My secret. I'm not the real thing. I don't read people's mind. I mean, come on. I don't have supernatural power.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So one thing that I'm super worried about, same as I would imagine every magician or mentalist or anybody that's doing anything, close up or on stage, is what do you do if something goes wrong?
Very simple. Have an out for every single trick you do.
How do you have an out? How do you develop that? How do you come up with that?
That's the thing. Depends from the trick. For example, if you have, I always have in my pocket an NW thing, okay, that you can write something, okay, and and a piece of paper, because in case anything doesn't work, I can say, okay, that was wrong, but what is the number you're thinking? Oh, 34, boom. You see, I wrote 34. Or the idea is this, is very simple. Every trick you do, make sure, because of course I don't know your trick, you don't know my tricks, so it a lot depends from what you do. The out can be anything physical. So it can be something that you can put instead of that method, okay? Or can be in the script. So maybe, for example, I give you an example. Let's say that you have to do, you give a very, I don't know, a nice pad to a spectator, okay? And they go the other side of the room to make a drawing. And you don't know what they're drawing, okay? You mystery, I have no idea. Something is going wrong, okay? So
Yeah.
at this point, how you cover this? Very simple. So, okay, you've done your drawing, please join me on stage, join me on stage. Okay, now we talk about personality. You know, one of us has different personalities. So your drawing represents your personality. Can I see your drawing? A house. Oh, you got a house. You're very close to your family. You know, you're a family person, and blah, 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 blah. That's great. Good. Choose one of these drawing and concentrate on it. Now, in my pocket, I have my DTC cards, which are my drawing duplication cards.
Yeah.
I always have in my pocket, all the time. That saved my many times. and I can tell you can even have a playing cards, because now that you know the personality, now you can proceed with the trick. And know everything.
And that all comes with experience, I guess, right? Just knowing what to do in what situation and how to get out of it. And
it's good. I always say when you plan a goal, you need to plan the steps, right? And I always say how to overcome your obstacle. Think the problem can happen and try to solve before they happen. So I use the same concept in life, in my tricks, in my show. So I think of every single problem that can happen from every single trick, and I find the solution. So I'm not there and say, oh my God, I need to do that. I'm not. I know, bang, in a split of a second what I have to do. And for the audience, nothing happened.
That's amazing. That's so good. That's so good.
Yeah,
Luca, I just want to say thank you so much for taking this time to talk to me. I can't
already finished.
express.
That was quick.
I'm being beckoned. I can't express how grateful I am that you would take this time to come and talk to me. I really can't. It's been so amazing. And I had like a whole bunch of other questions and stuff, but the information that you've given is just completely invaluable to me. That's going to help me so much.
Look, Matt, if you want, I can tell you something. We can do another video or another time where we can go through all the other questions. And
that would be amazing.
And if
that
you
would be incredible.
If you need any help, just send me a message, for anything.
Oh, I can't thank you enough. And like, psychology is phenomenally good, and I'm so excited to have it in my show that I'm doing. And I will 100% be the first person that buys a ticket for your show in the UK. I cannot wait for that. Thank you so much. Like, I really can't thank you enough. Thank you so much, Luca.
Thank you.
Right, thanks for joining us to watch me ask Luca questions. Although, to be fair, he answered most of them without me even asking. Like, the guy's incredible, and I'm so thankful again to Luca for joining me and letting me interrogate him for a little while. And hopefully that all of you guys found that as interesting and captivating as I did. Like, what a guy and what a talent he is. And I'm just really lucky to be able to have the opportunity to ask him questions, and it's definitely going to help with my show, what I've learned today. And I can't wait to get back and put some of those points into practice. So again, thank you so much, Luca. I really appreciate it. And thanks to all of you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.